Oops, I clicked the wrong button here. I clicked the wrong button. You haven't dipped down one time. You sound like you're sitting in the room with me there, over.
Yeah, that's what the split band processing and the good equipment does. It brings your average up without fatiguing the listening audience. The whole point of a split band processor in the broadcast world is to make you as loud as possible without fatiguing the customer or the listener. And we aim to please in that world on the radio. In fact, I start all this with AM, David. Because AM, as you know, is usually a soft in modulation. And if you use a broadband processor, you got high-frequency ducking. You get boom-boom. And then you got to crank the high end. And by the time you're done, it sounds like dog crap, So split band is, Michael DeRoe, the DAP 310 back in the day, and the DAP 610, and Frank Foti with the Vigilante. I mean, those were the forefront of this stuff. I think Mike DeRoe was with the DAP 310. It was a three-band processor. Sold 7,000 of them. He drove around in an old van all over the country, putting them in radio stations to make them loud, and they work great. So multi-band processing, the hot setup to be loud. Make yourself as loud as possible without fatiguing you in any way. I mean, you hear raggedy audio. I cannot have a conversation, David, with somebody who's driving it too hard. It grates me. I mean, it's very annoying. I can't pay attention to what he's saying. More so, I'm paying attention to how he sounds when he's saying it. So, yep. It's a lot of fun, and every radio's capable of it. I don't care if you could become the 3KC poster boy. They're a bunch of guys. My friend Marty, he's K7GKN, I have a 781. No, a 7800. He has a 7700. He's 100 to 2.9 stock from the factory. Oh, he sounds great. I mean, he EQ'd it. That's the monster. So there's no excuse. You know what's wonderful? Have you been in ham radio long enough to remember us on 14178 25, 30 years ago with W2ONV and those guys?
No, I'm not quite there yet. I was born in the mid 70s, and I've had my license now. I think 2003, 2004.
Oh, okay, no worries. You're just a youngster. I love it. Well, good for you. Well, anyway, we all pioneered HF sideband and extended sideband. ONV did. He's WB2 ONV, Bill Solano. And then Billy KC4 Papa Echo, he's still around, but most of the other gentlemen passed. I mean, Bill passed. And they were playing with radios, did not have bass and treble on any of them. And now every single radio at the minimum has bass and treble on transmit. Parametrics, multiple band ones now on everything. So it's amazing. And when you tune across, you have to admit, when you tune across the band, you hear way good audio many more times than you hear way bad audio now. So, I mean, everybody's into it, which is wonderful. It makes it very pleasant. Anyway, KK7 TV. QSO with, don't worry about it, I got it. N1 DRS.
N1 Delta Radio Sierra. Yeah, man, it's getting more and more popular. I mean, I still get emails though, Randy. I'll probably get one today. I get an email and somebody's all ticked off, even though there's nobody above us or anything like that. And you're running 4 or 5. I always laugh because I usually run like 3.8. 3.8 is usually what I run. 3.85, and not more than just under 4. And I'll get emails, you're 30 kc wide, and I just sit there and laugh, especially, I still get a chuckle of all the big box now are all trying to catch up to the pre-distortion and everything else. Now they're all trying to catch on and do it. Before it was no big deal, and everybody wants it there, over.
Oh, you know what's wonderful? On Rob Sherwood is such a cool dude. On Rob Sherwood's list, my FTDX 101 is at the top of the list. But it doesn't matter. How could you can have $1 million receiver, somebody with a $40 radio that's throwing IMD products is going to get into your bandpass. So now everybody's finally concentrating on putting out a clean signal. A clean signal is going to make a mediocre receiver work wonderful.
Oh yeah, but it's kind of funny though when you get yelled at. I'll get yelled at, and the guy that's yelling at me, he's got IMD going halfway up the band, but yelling at me that I'm 4KC wide, but he's in theory 7.
I know. Well, there's nothing you could do. It all depends on where I am. Every radio I have. The 7610 is 3KC. This Kenwood is 4.3 to 4.7, all depending on how I hit it. The ASU is 4K, and of course my Anon is anything I want it to be. And my 7800 mimics the 7610. It's just 3KC wide. But if I'm at the bottom of 20 meters in the morning on 14167, I'll go 3, maybe 3.2 KC. I won't do 4.5. It's not fair. A lot of stations working DX down there. And that was the problem. Some guys would break in 6 KC with a wire in lieu of a filter in the 850. And they were 6, 7 KC wide. And that really upset a lot of people back in the day. But you have to admit, when you tune across the band, David, almost everybody sounds great.
Oh yeah. It's even these even the ICOMs and all the rest. They're all sounding good. Everyone's at least trying, But it's like anything. It's technology. It moves forth, and people are all. You get a lot of the guys now. They're going crazy for the Hermes and the 10E that just came out now. You got a few friends that have that, and they love it. And but they're playing radio. That's what it's all about, Randy. As long as we keep people playing radio, we're doing good. There, over.
Well, we're not allowing the FCC to sell our freaking frequencies.
Yeah, I don't think, like I said, I think that, this is where I get a little bit of, I think they're doing it on purpose, though. I think the lack of, enforcement and everything else is a way for them to use an excuse to take stuff away. There, over.
Well, Riley is getting back into the game on 80 and on 40 and 80 at night. He's beginning to cite people and send letters and do things even though he's not truly involved anymore. So there's a lot of self-policing going on. I've noticed there's a few set frequencies where people are nuts. But by and large, everybody's very nice. I mean, people break in politely and say hello and, ask for radio check. And, I don't know if they know the true, adequacies of if I break into a QSO and there are 3 guys and I hear 2 guys, I won't stay there. That's not fair to them because I can't join the round table. And you'll see a lot of people, I don't know if they're not bright or they're stupid or they don't understand or they just don't care. You break into a conversation. If you hear all the people, that's wonderful. You say, hey, you hearing everybody? Yeah. Then you introduce them, and if they're cool, they join in. It's a lot of fun. But you go into a QSO, and you were talking with that young man out here. I didn't hear a peep out of him. I would never break in for more than, hey, how you doing, Dave? And wait for you to finish, because it's not fair to him. But a lot of interesting things. We hear a lot of interesting things on this band. A lot of 11 meterites, bless their soul, earn their ticket and they come up here. And with them comes a little bit of vernacular from 11 meters and whatnot. And we snobbishly look down at them, look down our nose at them and say, hey, no. It's not first personal. It's not Roger D. It's not any of that stuff anymore. You don't have to say that. But that's pretty interesting. I'm sure that you've noticed that, Dave.
Well, I'll tell you, surprisingly enough, not so much on the higher bands here. I mean, a little bit on 10. I mean, you get some newer guys, but, like I said, they're trying, so I'm all about it. The problem I have is the lower bands. I love 40 and I love 75 and 80, and I get down there with my guys, and we joke, we get a little ridiculous sometimes. Sometimes we get a little probably a little over the top, but we have a great time. But just the people that come in, no calls and music and everything else, it's crazy. I was just talking about this the other day on 40 meters. I said, I get on 10 meters and 20 meters, and I can talk all day and have just a great time. And then I go to 40 meters, I call CQ, and somebody's playing music or buzzing the frequency, tuning up over and over again, or, sending fake CW. And I'm like, you never see that on the higher, and it's mostly the Northeast, Randy. I think everyone in the Northeast is retarded.
I love it. You're not supposed to use retarded anymore. You're supposed to use challenged, I think, or something.
Special. That's the word I was looking for.
Special ed. I use that with something. Hey, are you in special ed? What do you mean by that?
Well, yeah, it's really, like I said, I don't know how it is on the, I'm guessing it's everywhere. It's it's out in probably the Midwest. It's probably down south. But I noticed like on 75 meters and 40 meters, it's just in the Northeast. It's just mental. It's just the people are out of their mind, and they just do things that and it doesn't make sense. You spend all that money. You studied. You got your ticket. You get out there and play music, and and you don't even have a reason to like. If you don't like the guy, don't listen to him. That's the part I don't understand. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, these radios, to sit in front of a microphone in complete cognito, empowers people.
I can understand that, I guess, but I don't know. Like I said, there's certain places I don't go because I just don't find it entertaining. Some people do, and that's cool. I don't judge, Randy. You could do you, but like I said, just the whole point of interfering, and then everyone leaves, and then you're not listening to anybody. It doesn't make any sense.
I find a lot of people don't listen. They go on and on and on. On and on and on, and then, you're 5'9" plus 20. What was your call again? I mean, stuff like that.
What's your call? Again? What's your call? I didn't hear you. One more time? Oh, you're 5'9".
The responses that people give. But I can hear two guys talking. I swear, they're not listening to each other.
It happens. The biggest problem we run into is with the noise gates and the Darwin expanders and everything else. Sometimes I like to pause for a second to because sometimes my mouth is a little faster than my brain, and then when I key, they're talking, and I don't blame them. It's usually my fault because I'll do one of these. Don't key up for a second. What? And I'm going, and I'll think for a second. I'll say something, and I'm forgetting. My carrier's completely dropping out, and people don't know I'm unkeying, so I get it.
Oh, I get doubled on a lot because I do segues like that too. Like there. And they're quick keyers. And that's a hard thing to break. I mean, I'll double with somebody 15 times and I'll say, hey, listen, you have a wonderful day. I'll speak with you later. Nice to meet you. And I'll leave.
Yeah, you pop around a lot more, though. I hear you a lot more. Usually the guys that are down there in that group, they're fun to listen to. I pop on, but I can't hear. Like, I know Mukesh and Chaz and all those guys, but I can't hear them up here. You know what I mean? I can't hear them. They're just too close to me. But, I talked to those guys. I actually ran into Mukesh the other day on 20 meters. Surprisingly enough, the band was all whacked out, Randy and N1DRS. The band was all whacked out, and he was like 20 over. That doesn't happen too often because it's too close. But, I bump into Chaz all the time. He's a great guy, But, I listen. I stop by and listen, but I don't really have much to say. Like I said, usually that time in the morning, I'm half awake and I'm on my first cup of coffee. I listen to you guys, or I'll listen to that guy down there. He's up the band that runs that DXNet there, Stack, or I can't remember, Stan, I think his name is. I listen to those guys for a little bit. That's like my morning routine if I'm not working. They're over.
Yeah, Stan KE5E, gentleman. What a gentleman. But I got to wreck his microphone. I got to take his microphone and run it over with my car. He's got to get out of the HC4, HC5 syndrome. He sounds terrible. It's annoying. I mean, I can't talk to him for a long time. It's so thin, and he's on 990. Anyway, he's a great guy. Boy, he brings so much DX in. He's such a gentleman. You know, he's got $1 million antenna farm. I'm sure you've been on YouTube and looked at it, right?
I haven't been on YouTube, but I checked out his page a couple times over the years, and yeah, he's got a hell of a setup, and you know he's running stack Yagi, stack hex beam, stack this, stack that. He's having fun. He's living the dream there. He's got a beautiful looking shack too. You know, I think it's like a shack / game room / hot tub. He's got too much going on for me, Randy. Over.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, well, he's a good guy. He really is a good guy. He's got a good heart, and he lets everybody in ahead of him. Everybody. He's such a gentleman. He's so wonderful. You know, I was part of the 7163 group run by WB2REM. Jim ran that for a long time, and then Jim gave up the DX portion of it, and then Stan took it over. So. You have to remember when you were born, I was in ham radio for a while then. So I got to know everybody and do all the stuff and have fun with everybody and everything. But yeah, Stan's a gentleman. Stan's wonderful. Okay, the 7167 group. 14167 group. Me and my friend call them the Canuts. And then the 14185 group with the Anon and the more technical, we call them the Knobs because they don't have any knobs. And then Stan is on in the mornings and wonderful. And then you hear FDR and his brother on like 173 or someplace. There's a bunch of QSOs on in the morning in that area.
Yeah, there really is. And, you know, like I said, I mean, you get bored of doing the DX thing every time, you know, so I'll stay stateside, and sometimes I chime in, I'll say hi, but like you said, I can't hear half the group because most of them are up here, so I don't stay long. I just pop in, say hi, and then I'll finish up some work here on the computer and so on and so on. But you know, that's what it's all about. It's all about having fun, and man, I love playing radio, you know, and I really do. And I wish the band was a little better than, but this, you know, like I said, I was just checking a little while ago. I know we were talking about it last night. I think we're still at like 2:30 right now, so that's fantastic. But it's not playing as nice as I was hoping. There, over.
It's 317 still.
Is it 317? Okay, mine hasn't updated yet. Mine still says 2:30. I gotta get mine to update here. Let me refresh a couple times. But it's not open. Like, well, it is open. I mean, like, obviously we're talking right now. But you know, I was hoping, you know, I'd be down here talking to Taiwan or something.
It's 317. A is 7. Unless it's not correct. I clicked on it to bring me to the website. Hang on, I'm going there. Yeah, 317. The SFI is 317. A is 7. K is 2. And incredible numbers. It's still correct.
Wow, yeah, I got to update mine here. Let me update mine real quick. Yeah, that's crazy. It really is. And like I said, for a Sunday, I thought the bands would be like just full everywhere. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you know, people aren't talking. I mean, I'm working you 3,000 miles away, which means the whole East Coast is open to me, and you, the whole West Coast is open to you.
Yeah. Well, maybe the guys in California, though, it's, you know, they don't get up until 1 o'clock, so we got a few hours for them.
Just 3 hours behind you. You got to remember that.
Yeah, but they don't wake up till 1. So I mean, I won't be hearing them until 4 o'clock my time.
Well, it's 10 o'clock here now, so it was 1 o'clock there, right?
Yeah, we're just 6 minutes past 1, and the wife is working till 6 tonight, so I got today off, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I got to start getting dinner ready, so I'll go pull out some chicken here. We got chicken in the fridge. I got to marinate it and get it all ready. I let it sit out for a little bit, let it marinate, and I'll put it in the fridge, and then all I have to do is later on, I'll go out and I'll mark it up on the grill, and then I'll put it back in the fridge for a little bit, and then I'll toss it in the oven and finish it off, and it just comes out phenomenal. And probably going to run down to Whole Foods, get some vegetables. That's really about it, man. Me and the dog, and my 14-year-old, she went to bed late, so she's not even awake yet. I keep yelling up at her, but she says she's awake, but she's still sleeping. And my other boys, I don't know where they are. I think one's out in the garage and the other one's at the library. So there we are.
Tonight I'll probably make tacos, which is a lot of fun. I'll make it outside. Oh, we've been using the grass-fed meat now. What a difference. Oh, my God, David. Just the grass-fed meat, what a difference in this. And no fat. I mean, it cooks totally different. It tastes amazing. It doesn't taste greasy. Have you ever tried that recently?
Oh, I have. Yeah. We do a lot of that. I mean, lately I've been avoiding a little bit of red meats and stuff. I've been sticking with chicken. I'm on the this new thing here where I'm eating healthy and trying to live longer now. This is a new trend that I'm on. So from last year this time, Randy, I weighed what was I last year? Now I'm almost 6'3". Last year I was like, I think the highest I've ever been in my life. I get up to 265 and realized, okay, this ain't working. So I'm down to 227 right now. And I'm trying to get down toward 200, man, but it's hard. I'm stuck right between 225 and 230, so I'm still trying to move my way down there. Over.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm probably 260. But I was a weightlifter my whole life, and weightlifters are heavy of muscle. So, I mean, when I used to go to the carnival out here with my wife, and I would go to the guess your weight. You know, because I would walk in. I'd look slender. You know what I mean? I'm a big guy, big. But that guy said, 195. I get on the scale. I'm 230. He says, yeah, what do you got in your pockets? I said, nothing, brother. When I went diving, you know, I earned my expert. Imagine all the crap I wanted to do in Brooklyn, I did in Arizona, in the middle of the desert. I earned my expert scuba dive. You know, it took about a year. And I got checked off everything but ice diving. So I got direct diving, cave diving, you name it. And I did not need a lot of weight to get down because of the muscle content. So the density of somebody who works out is way different than somebody who's not muscular. But not like Arnold Schwarzenegger muscular. You know what I mean? I don't think I was close to that. I was just big. And by golly, when you look, you weigh. You can't go by weight. You would get so frustrated because I was heavy, but I wasn't fat. You know what I mean? I had a few percent body fat, but I was freaking heavy as can be.
Yeah, that's yeah. I was always a bone wreck my whole life. I remember, my son, my 20-year-old. He's almost, well, he has to be 6'4". He has to be 6'4". So he's the tallest out of all of us. But we're all tall. My wife's tall. My wife's 6 feet. My oldest daughter, she's 6'2". My other son's probably almost 6'3". And my younger son, he's got to be 6'4" because he's taller than all of us. And my youngest daughter, I think she's going to be the shortest. She's going to be probably like 5'11", 5'12", 6 feet. But they said she's going to be short, so that so that the other ones tease her. But she's happy, and but he he's a bone wreck, and that's the way I used to be until I hit my 40s. I probably when I got married, Randy, no lie, I had a 28 waist. Imagine that. When I got married, I was 20, just turned 21. I had a 28 waist. And I used to eat whatever the heck I wanted, and I had a huge appetite. I just never gained weight until I hit 40, then everything went to hell there, over.
Well, you can't help it. We slow up a little bit. I got a picture of myself. When I married my wife, I was 43. There's a picture on my website.
Oh, yeah. I seen that. If I remember, her name's Robin, correct?
Right. So, and then when I'm in the back of the motorcycle, same thing. I'm 6 feet tall and about 225 pounds, and I had a 34-inch waist, and it's just, when you work out, you get real heavy. You really do. You get heavy.
Listen to
so I don't work by how I look. I just went by how I felt and looked. great. I mean, God, your height at 227 or 237 pounds is wonderful. I mean, you're going to be skinny.
Got some local noise now.
At
Something's
200.
going on here. And the signal's starting to drop down. Yeah. You know, like I said, the problem is it's like everything. When we get our age, I get it in the midsection. So that's what I love, being half Italian. We do a lot of bread. We do a lot of meats. We do a lot of, all the stuff that's not good for you. And I love all of them. But I'm trying my best now just to kind of trim down the midsection. I do a lot of walking and stuff like that. So I've picked up a lot of activities. So on my days off, I don't really want to do much. I just want to hang out and play radio and stuff. And you know how it is when you get in the shack here. I try to explain it to the wife. I get in here and, I look at the clock. It's 10 a.m. or 9 a.m., Randy, and I look again and it's 2, and it's like, what the hell? And I look again, it's 5 at night. So I have to, keep that in mind sometime. But, hey, I'm going to cut out of here. The band's changing up a little bit, so I'm going to slide to the left, and the frequency is all yours. I'm going to go make sure all the kids are awake and being productive, and probably see if my daughter wants to run to the market with me and pick up some produce and stuff like that. So I'll say 73, sir. Great to run across you. Nice to work you so soon. Like I said, it was just last night. We had a great conversation, and great to hear you on 10. And like I said, you've been solid the whole time, but it's starting to give in. KK7 Tango Victor from N1 DRS right outside of Boston. Good morning, Randy.
Oh, KK7 TV. Do you know my friend? He's WB2. Oh, God. It's Gary. God. He says this call sign very interesting. I'm 20 minutes out of Pacachor. What's his call sign? Do you know Gary?
Gary, I do not know Gary. You said WB2 Oscar, right?
Oh, something like that. W1 OXT. Something like that.
Not that I know. No, I don't know him.
He was big into the audio. He was one of the first guys to run a flex and sound good. Flex is the 6,000 don't sound, the 8,000 sounds great again, and the 5,000 sounded great. We go on and on. Okay, I don't want to bother you. Go. Enjoy your family. Enjoy everything, brother. Wonderful day. And give your wife and kids a big hug for me. 7 days for now.
73s, Randy. Take care, man. All the best to you and the YL and the kids. And take care, my friend, until we do it again. KK7 Tango Victor from N1 DRS, Massachusetts. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sir.
Okay, that was a good video of Randy.
N1 DRS from Whiskey Alpha 7, Kilo Charlie America, WA7 Kilo Charlie America.